Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to use the screener, or aka the scanner. Go to Trading View in the charts, and what you have to click on is this little button right here to either toggle this section down here, this bottom section, up or down. I'm going to hit this button to make it take up the entire screen. And the stock screener is right here. First, you can choose what you want to be screening for, Forex, stock, or crypto. I'm going to leave it on stocks. Then here is the refresh button to refresh the actual screener. Here is the refresh interval if I want it to manually refresh, so I'm going to have to click this every time, or just refresh every 10 seconds. So I'm going to leave it on every 10 seconds. This section right here is not the screener. This is the columns that the screener brings. So now you can see some of the stuff that it's screened for. So these are just default ones, like income statement. So now it's bringing in only these columns. Oscillators. So now it's showing all the oscillators. So this is strictly only the columns. You can click here to manually choose which columns you want. There are a lot of columns, so you can go through all of those to use the columns. And then you want to save column as. Let's say that I change this up a little bit, add in some of these, come down here and hit save column as. And now you set a new name. I'm just gonna type in testing 1, and now there it is. And you can see the oscillator is still there. This is the one that so in order to create your own column list, there isn't like create my column list. You have to click on one of these and then edit them and then save them with a different name. And then of course, if you favorite them, they will show up right here. So these are my 3 favorite columns that I use. This will download the CSV. Here is the time interval. So if I want it to be a 5-minute time interval, so it's going to search the certain criteria that I will set in a second in this time. So I can do a 5-minute or a daily like that. Next is the alerts. So once we save one, which I'll show you how to do in a second, you can enable or disable alerts. So right now I have alerts enabled. So if anything new shows up on this scan, it's going to show a pop-up, or I can do whatever I want here with send an email to SMS or whatever. So I just leave it on show pop-up and play sound. So then if something new comes up, it will let me know. Then you can edit that alert by hitting there. Okay, now the scanner. So just as the columns work, you have to first click on one that's a default and edit it. So if we wanted to create one, let's go to all-time low, and that is some kind of scanner that they've created. You can see right here that it has 3 filters on it. The filter is what it's scanning. If I click on filters, these are the 3 things that it's doing. So it's finding stocks with new all-time lows. So I'm going to take that off. I can keep these. Let's leave it on any. I don't care about the symbol type. And yeah, we'll keep it on those 3 exchanges. Then I can choose any of the different type of filters that I want. It's kind of daunting to look at all of them. So they separated them into 3 sections. So we've got descriptive. So these are things like the average volume. Can increase the volume to say I want it to have at least 1,000,000 and 750,000. I can choose the market cap. So this is all just descriptive things of a stock. You're trying to weed out as many as you can. And then we have the fundamentals here. So these are things like the earnings or gross profit. You can do whatever you want here. Maybe you want it to be a profitable company, so you put this in the positive numbers, or you're just trying to take out all the stocks that you don't want to be trading. So then technical. So we're looking for things like a Bollinger upper band. So I can say below because I don't want it to be too overbought. So I do that and pick a value. So I'm going to do since the last price. That is one of the filters. So the stock has to be below the upper band. I want it to be a strong stock. So I'm going to do something like in the last 5 minutes, I'm going to choose between 3% and 10%. It's making a pretty large move in the last 5 minutes. They have some really cool ones like the Ichimoku cloud right here. I can choose things like this. I want it to be above or equal to whatever certain value. So from there, it looks like that brought nothing. So let's go click on all to see all of my different parameters or filters, and let's delete some of them. So let's try this 5-minute percentage move because that is a pretty big move in 5 minutes, especially right now. So there we go. Now we've got 45 tickers that match our scanner. Now in order to save this, we just hit save screen as, And then we choose whatever we want here, testing 2, save, and now it has saved it. So again, it didn't delete the ones down here, it just created a new one. So that's it for the screener, and I'll see you in the next video.